Hello, and you are listening to the Book Was Better podcast, the podcast where we talk about the book of the film. I'm Luke.
I'm Lizzy.
I'm Batman. And today we're talking about Batman. 89.
Hey, you, put down the popcorn and turn on the light. It's gonna be alright, my friend. In the end, take my hand and trust me, the book was better.
Holy crap, Batman. We are back. Lizzy Unpronounceable, one of my favourite hosts, doing one of my favourite films. This is amazing.
That is one good introduction for me.
Can we have an I'm Batman off?
Oh, definitely.
I'm Batman.
This is pretty much going to be the whole podcast. It's just going to be 2 hours of us doing Batman impressions.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Very excited about this. Batman 1989, the Tim Burton Batman, Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. You and I, we tend to, when we get together, we like to talk a bit, we like to ramble, we like to riff, we like to tangent, we like to diverge from the path. If we were a movie,
We like to explore.
we'd be into the woods.
Yeah.
We like to walk around into the woods, have a bit of a song,
I
have a bit
hope
of a
it's not.
dance.
I didn't like that film.
This is much better than that.
Wouldn't be hard.
I know James Corden. Just
I don't
James
know if I like him or
Corden.
not. James Corden.
Yeah.
Oh. We're on top form tonight.
So what I'm saying is these episodes are kind of long. So I feel like if we don't do 89 minutes,
Yeah.
that's really disappointing. Got to be maybe exactly 89.
Exactly 89. Do you have
So
a
yeah.
timer?
Well, no, I think we've got to do it like speed style, like
probably
when
feel it.
they have to watch the speedometer in the bomb, and you kind of have to we're going to speed up a bit, now we're going to slow down a bit, and you just have to sort of gauge it.
Yeah.
So there's some bits we might have to slow down, and then other bits we might have to speed up. So yeah, 89 minutes. That's the goal.
Okay, 89.
Of course, I'll be editing it, so it's a bit of a gamble.
289.
Yeah.
We can't lose.
No, I'll just be editing out gaps and ums and ahs. Except,
Yeah.
for that one, this one as well. Staying in. Oh, and this gap here is a great one. Now, if that gap's gone, I've forgotten by the time I edit this that I was going to keep that one in. See, it's a mystery. You never quite know what you're going to get. But Batman 89 was life-changing.
Yep.
Like, that was my favourite movie for quite a while when I was younger. And I was about 13, I think, when it came out. And had no interest in Batman. This is pre-internet. I saw the trailer in a cinema. Like, I got to see the full trailer without having seen a frame of this film.
Yeah.
Prior to that, not even a still.
Not even?
And just went, like, Batman came crashing through the glass in the museum and stuff. And I was like, holy shit. Like, this isn't, Adam West Batman. This is something new. And I need to see this now. So I had, like, 5 Batman t-shirts. I had trading cards. I started reading Killing Joke, Dark Knight, all this stuff. It was so exciting, and I still love the film.
Yeah. I was a little bit apprehensive about rewatching it because I loved it so hard. Maybe not as hard as that. Like, that is a hard love right there. I think I, watched it a couple of times. That might be the extent of my love.
Yeah.
But I really watched them. I watched them pretty hard.
Did you have a bit of merchandise with that 89 logo on it? Because you couldn't go anywhere without running into that logo.
No. I think I had a Batman mug from seeing one of the other ones at the cinema, but I think it was the Val Kilmer one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that really counts.
Well, and if people...
And I do have a weird teenage sexual awakening moment from the George Clooney one.
Oh, where? When? I'm going to hear this story.
When he's getting all suited up.
Yeah.
And by that stage, the suit up montages were just like
Close-ups
head,
of...
little bit of the ear, bat signal, like an arm flexing or something, and then just one shot of it was just his bottom.
Yes.
And it kind of jiggled a little bit. And I was like, oh my goodness.
They did it with Alicia Silverstone, too, in Batman and Robin. Yeah, when she changed. And I think I'd awoken by then. But, I stirred in my sleep.
Yeah, I did appreciate that one too, but I think that was after the George Clooney jiggle.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was already awake.
Well, look, for people that have been following Book Was Better over the years, this series we've done all in reverse. And not even like exactly in reverse. We actually did Batman Forever, then Batman and Robin, then Batman Returns, and now this one. And I have a feeling as well that might be different hosts for each time. So really odd approach. But this is my favourite of them all. This is the original. Still holds up. I think the only thing that doesn't kind of hold up now is that you realise that his cowl is really shitty and it's really loose around his mouth.
No way, I love that.
Yeah.
I love his shitty, like, there's something I love about the Batman acting, because they all look exactly the same when they've got their cowl on. It's just like lips and a chiseled jaw.
Yeah.
And because they've got this big cowl on, they can't move their heads. So all of their acting is full body acting. I need to look over there. I turn my whole body. And there's something so beautifully comical about how serious they are when they move. Like,
Keaton's got to be the least mobile Batman in history as well. Like, he really doesn't do a lot in this. He sits in a car, he rides a rope, he doesn't, really do much sort of kung fu battling or anything like that.
But I think that's a good thing, because you can really identify with that lazy fucking Batman.
But you're right about... that's why I always find it funny when a new Batman is cast, because you get all the nerds going, no, he's not Batman, and then the first pictures come out and they go, oh yeah, he kind of looks like Batman. And it's like, it's a mouth and a chin. If he's got a mouth and a chin, you're pretty safe. Like, anyone who didn't think Ben Affleck in a suit would look like Batman, like, fuck me, what did you think he was suddenly going to look like? I don't know, crazy. Anyway, should we get into this? I'm sure we're going to have lots of diversions along the way.
Right.
Lots of things to talk about.
Let's get it done.
Any stories, just get in there.
Let's get back into it. You're going to edit this out?
Oh, no way. That was excellent. Okay, so the Batginning. No. It was, and this is by. I haven't even said the author. God, this is
anything.
This is Craig.
You're the worst host. Come on,
nothing
get
of
to
substance so far. Craig Shaw Gardner. Now he is someone who has been in this podcast a lot. Author of Lost Boys, Batman Returns, Back to the Future 2. And the only one that we haven't done on here, because it's not actually based on an episode or a film. It's, one of those fan fiction-y tie-in licensing things. Battlestar Galactica,
Batman Star Galactica.
Batman Star Galactica, The Cylon's Secret.
Oh,
and
that does sound intriguing.
Do you have any guesses to what The Cylon's Secret is?
Lingerie.
Oh, wouldn't that be
Victoria's
incredible?
Secret.
They're just like really coming...
Yep.
Like to terms with this robot body,
super padded,
and going, what do I do? I'm all hard edged, and I want to feel beautiful, and feminine, and I want that sort of personal, intimate sort of moment to myself. Yeah. I think you nailed it.
It's either that or how they write fan fiction. That's their secret.
That is their secret. They're the ones. So these would be the old one. Oh, I don't know if these are the old ones or the new ones. I like the old ones with the big ping pong ball eye that goes across. I think that was pretty cool. Now the Batginning. It was a night like any other in the city. Too hot, too humid, too loud.
The sound of music mixed with car horns and laughter and the occasional scream.
The streets swarmed with life, 10 times as busy now that the sun was gone and the scum of the night could crawl from their holes, scum holes probably, like roaches who needed the darkness to feed.
Not that the streets were dark.
Some of the streetlights still worked, enough to show the pushers wave to the hookers, the hustlers laughing as some sucker got fleeced at 3-card Monty. The addicts and alkies huddled in their corners, at peace as long as their stash held out.
Brighter still were the tattoo parlours, the peep shows, the broken down saloons, the unwashed windows swarming with their neon imitations of daylight.
And over it all, Luna, the full moon, ancient symbol of madness, rose to show its approval.
Welcome to Gotham City.
And by the way, might have been worth mentioning that there were gargoyles and giant statues of naked men everywhere. I think kind of left that out.
Yeah, just glossed over it. Man, I am psyched for this, hey?
Craig Shaw Gardner's a pretty good writer. I think he does a really good job here. And I think in the past he has as well.
Yeah.
He kind of throws it together.
And I did a little bit of research into this. This was a top 10, maybe even a number 1 bestseller when it came out.
Yeah, right. Well, everyone had Batman fever.
Super Batman fever.
Some people had full-blown Batman AIDS. It was just crazy.
Oh, that got dark. But not too dark.
No.
Not like the dark Gotham City streets.
I had this book too. I love this book. I know when I was reading it again for this, I was like, I remember you paragraph. You know, like it all came together really well. So
I read an interview with the author.
Oh, yes, and there's a YouTube of it as well, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, he did another interview last year, maybe, that I was reading, where he said that it was he thinks that the success was basically due to an error on the publisher's part, where they were set to release. Oh no, wait, maybe they were set to release it on when the film came out, but the film was delayed a little bit, and they got the copy back from the printer early, so they released it about 4 weeks before the movie came out. And because it was so hyped, because everyone was like, "Shit, yeah, Batman," they all bought the books instead because they couldn't go to see the film yet.
Yeah, and
because the internet didn't exist yet.
No, and because of that, I did, as a movie-hungry person as a kid, I did read books before I saw the movie. Because you would see them like a month before. And this wasn't like nowadays, like the Avengers Age of Ultron novelization finishes after the Andy Serkis scene.
Yeah.
You know, it finishes halfway through the movie, so it doesn't give away anything. Whereas this, you got the whole thing. You know what happens to the Joker at the end of it, if you read this book. But interesting you say that. I didn't realise that. And that would make sense. Another great thing about this novelisation as we get into it is it contains a lot of scenes which are not in the film. And there's scenes that some were shot. I don't know if some were just discarded. But some of these scenes and different dialogue appear in the comic adaptation as well. And I remember in the trading cards, there were scenes that aren't in the film as well. There are shots of things where you go, where was that? So you're really getting a look at the early script here as well. So I think this is a really fun novelisation. So if you're a Bat fan, fucking like just hang on to your cape, your Batarang, your sidekick, your tights. Yeah. Because this is going to be a good one. And now, back to Gotham City.
Oh, yeah. Gotham City.
There's a tourist family, a mom, dad, little Jimmy. He's actually called Little Jimmy. They're lost in the city, and we get some instant-gender politics here, just to remind us, this is 1989.
Harold looked back at his wife with an annoyed, even angry expression, the kind of look that would make him king of the household back wherever they came from.
Which was a 50s sitcom.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe.
Yeah.
That's why they're so lost. They're like total fish out of water story here. And honestly, like, this is such a rough welcome to this world if all you knew of Batman was the 1966 TV series.
Yeah.
The cops were too busy chatting with a 14-year-old hooker to pay them much attention. The hooker glanced around and smiled at little Jimmy. Little Jimmy smiled back. God, I hope he brought his pocket money with him to Gotham City. Notice, never states a gender for the hooker either. Could be either way.
Yeah, that's true. In the film, it's definitely a lady.
A little lady hooker.
Yep, and she definitely tries to solicit the little 10-year-old boy, 14, however old.
If this was that film was made now, that little girl would grow up to be Catwoman. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
They always do that now. I can love it. So, of course, the dumb-ass family are mugged and the crooks get away with the loot. But up above, unbeknownst to the criminals,
stone gargoyles watched from the cathedral towers, monsters carved in the wall of the church, so tradition has it, to keep the evil spirits away. But these gargoyles only watched the evil and listened to the screams. Until one of the gargoyles moved. Welcome to Gotham City.
And this, of course, is referring to that fateful night when a gargoyle came crashing through Bruce Wayne's window and he turned into a living gargoyle and hung up. God, can you imagine, like, if superheroes was real? Like, just how many brooding people would be up there on top of the church.
Yeah.
You'd be like just up there going, oh, I'm really sad about the death of my parents. I'm just, oh, hi, Spawn. No, you're fine. I'm going to sit over here, all right? I don't want to talk to you about your problems.
Just turn a little bit. I don't want you in my peripheral.
Let me tell you about my wife, Wanda. Spawn, no, come on. I brood here, you brood there.
Point of order, though. Gargoyle is not the right term here unless the gargoyles actually have water coming out of their mouths.
Is that right? Is that what makes a gargoyle? You need water. Yep. Is the word rooted in something that means water going through it?
I'm not sure actually where the word comes from. But if they don't have if they're not a spout, like at the edge of a gutter or something to release the water off the roof, then they're called a grotesque.
A grotesque. Mm-hmm. Well, there's certainly a lot of grotesque things in this book / film. What if, like, you know, that fateful night for Batman, and unfortunately we don't get any sort of flashback to that night when he decided to become a bat. No. He's already Batman when this movie starts, which... you
don't need any origin story here. Like you don't need, like, a whole different film at the start of your film to show the origin story, like the Chris Nolan Batman.
God, like this, we don't see him buying the suit, making the suit, sewing the suit, buying batarangs on eBay, waiting for them to come.
Then the wrong ones come, they have to send them back.
And then he sends them back, and then there's like this dispute, and then he tries to get a refund from PayPal, and then he's like, and, you know, isn't he like even, he's got all the workshop, and he's making batarangs in real time, and he's just like humming to himself and grinding them on this lathe, and you just feel like it's an instructional video on YouTube. It's just, no, he's Batman.
No, he's already there.
But imagine that fateful night. So many different things could have been, like, flown into your window, come up against your window, that really could have changed not just his fictional history, but really comic book history.
Yeah, exactly.
What if that, like, window washer that day is coming up? What if, like, a Dickens-esque urchin pressing his face against the window because he can smell, like, the pheasant that Alfred is cooking. And then Bruce just looks at this, like, the longing and the sadness in this urchin's eyes, and he's like, I will become man-child.
It would definitely, it would take the edge off the brooding somewhat.
I think his whole thing would go...
Oi, governor.
Oi, governor. Got any spare change for... You know, go clean your chimney, shine your shoes, governor.
Yeah, not quite so menacing.
I think he could just, like, make people feel guilty. Like, you know, someone's doing something they really shouldn't be doing. Like, you know, someone having a cigarette and they look, no bin, put it down on the ground, and then there's this face, this sad face pressed up against the window next to them, just looking at them. Like, why'd you do that? And I'm going to pick it up and put it in my pocket. Could have gone so many different ways.
Like, there has to be, somebody has to do these tiny things as well. Tiny little acts of rebellion to make the world a better place.
What if...
I do it with people buying eggs. If other people are buying eggs and they go to grab the cage eggs, I just stand there and stare at them awkwardly until they move their hand over and get the the proper ones.
What if your chicken flew in the window?
Exactly.
What if someone threw a brick through the window and he became Brickman?
Brickman?
He just became bricklayer.
Yeah, okay.
Build a wall.
I could see that.
Instead of a cave.
Yeah.
No.
There would be a lot of concrete shoes.
That's true. True.
In that story.
Not a lot of... No, I'm glad that didn't happen, because not a lot of stories you can tell about that, evidently. So, the crooks, they're spooked on the roof, and sure enough...
Something darker than the night stood on the edge of the roof. It walked toward them. Maybe it was a man. Maybe not. It spread what should have been its arms, slowly, majestically. There was movement below those arms, like a shadow of something that wasn't there. A shadow of something that wasn't there. Or a great pair of leathery wings. On its chest there was a yellow oval that seemed to glow with a light of its own. And in the middle of that oval was the deep black emblem of a bat.
I know you had your awakening, but it's a far better intro to the character than the Schumacher, which is, R-shot, crotch shot, and then let's go drive through. This, at least, is, you know, it's mythic. It's the legend. Batman is a legend here. These crooks have heard of him. They're frightened of him. Nobody knows what he is. Is he supernatural, etc., etc.
But I was thinking, like, the yellow emblem is really super naff now Now that you get the other Batmans as we go along have just got the black, they're just monochrome.
Yeah, they got that sort of Dark Knight. That emblem was... But are you confused by... This confuses me. Because the symbol that went out in all the marketing is different from the one that's actually on the suit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, look at that. The one on the suit's got little legs.
Yeah. And the ears are less
Smaller.
pointy.
Yeah, so it's different.
Well, shit.
I'm going to speak to your branding
Someone
people.
goofed.
Batman.
Someone's getting fired.
Fuck. Here's a cool detail, which is not in the film. The bat walked forward. Eddie was in its path, huddled on the roof, unable to do anything except piss in his pants.
I wonder why they cut that out of the script.
I have no idea, but there is a conjecture about what actually happened in Eddie's pants.
Nick almost lost it. Almost crapped in his pants like that candy-ass Eddie.
Okay, one,
Yeah.
that sounds like the opposite of candy. And was it ones or twos? You got to make up your mind, Craig Shaw Gardner.
Yeah, this really could have done with a read-through.
Might have been both.
Internal
Let's
logic.
get into Eddie's pants, find out what's going on
Do
in
we?
there. Well, inquiring minds need to know. And this is interesting as well, because when Batman dangles him off the roof, it's not the famous line, though, "I'm Batman." But it's the original scripted line, which also appears in the comic adaptation. So this is the same dialogue as the comic.
Trespassing? He tried to laugh, but it came out more of a cough. You don't own the night.
The bat smiled. "Tell your friends. Tell all your friends." The smile widened to show teeth. "I am the night." You don't like that as much as "I'm Batman."
No, Batman. That's the, and it's the night, like,
The night, the
night.
dark night.
But it's not the dark, it's not the Knigget.
night. But he's the night. No, he's not a Knigget. He's the "I am the night." I kind of like "I am the night." But the movie's just,
It's,
"Who are you?" "I'm Batman."
that's cool.
Far more economic.
Yeah. I Am the Night kind of sounds a bit Phantom of the Opera.
"I am the night."
Yeah.
And then a complete change of pace. Commissioner Gordon looked out over the crowd. The large hall at the Gotham City Democrats Club was packed. The huge victory banner said it all.
Congratulations! A new Gotham City! Harvey Dent, District Attorney!
At least the banner described Gordon's dreams. What? No, if it did, wouldn't it say, like, "Jim Gordon goes to school in his underwear, eats a giant marshmallow."
And then all of his teeth fall out.
Yeah, and he wakes up and his pillow's gone.
Well,
I hate it
maybe
when
he
that
has
happens.
really boring dreams. Like, don't you have those dreams where you're doing paperwork or you're answering a phone call?
No. I dream that I go to Disneyland and I want to go on Pirates of the Caribbean and I never get on it. And I have that dream once every couple of weeks
Whoa.
and have done for years.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, and like I can be with different people but I'm always like, in fact, we never get on any rides. I've had the Disneyland dream all the time. And I have been to Disneyland in real life in 2001. And in my dreams, I'm always like, "Come on, we gotta get to Pirates of the Caribbean." And I either can't find it or something happens. Always wake up. Never been on a single ride in my dream.
Whoa. Did you go on the Pirates of the Caribbean one?
I did, and
real
I
life?
loved it. I went on it twice. And I thought it was amazing. It was so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Wow, we are getting right into your psyche. Right
I
into
know.
your bat psyche.
Yeah,
right
well,
here.
Batman's always been a little bit about psychology.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that makes sense. Look, remember, we learned about Eddie's pants.
I remember.
I think it's only fair that we delve into Commissioner Gordon's pants, too.
Yeah, we gotta be fair. He could already tell that the rubber roast beef was gonna give him gas. He smiled politely at Dent and hoped his stomach would stay quiet enough for the new DA to outline the rest of their plan.
I wish, you'd read this before you saw the movie, because I want everyone to put the movie in, watch that sequence and think, does Gordon look like he's stifling a fart? Like, every time Billy D. Williams talks, look at Pat Hingle, I believe, was the actor. Look at Pat Hingle's face. Is he,
Is he really embodying that moment?
is he suppressing one?
Yeah.
And
I
then,
wish I'd known, yeah.
Yeah, and then we cut to gangster Jack Napier, which is Jack Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
He so embodies himself all the
gotta be
time.
Jack.
He's just Jack.
Always Jack.
He watches TV and he thinks about his model mistress, which is Alicia, played by
Alicia.
Jerry Hall.
Yeah.
Was she with Mick Jagger, right?
Yeah, I don't know at the time, but at some point.
Not in this movie.
Not in the movie.
Mick
no.
Jagger's not in this movie.
No.
That could be full.
He might be in the background somewhere.
Yeah, I
Could have
think
been one of
he is.
those mimes.
Imagine if Mick Jagger had pressed his lips up against the window on that fateful night.
Ooh.
Don't know
It'd
what
be
would
a
happen.
very different world.
Would be. And yeah, so he's there. He's thinking about his model mistress, Alicia. Yep. And then an out-of-context comedy corner just sneaks in, takes us by surprise.
Jack chuckled at his own private joke. Since she slept with him, she had to have excellent taste in men. Too bad she didn't have taste in anything else. Jack finished his one-handed shuffle.
I think that's romantic. You know, she's not there with him. He's thinking about her. Has a little one-handed shuffle.
She's a bit rubbish, but she likes me. Yeah. One-handed shuffle.
And he's like, yeah, you know, he's not thinking about Scarlett Johansson. He would have been 5 at the 4 years old at the time. So that's
yeah. Good on him for not doing that. I was impressed by his magic, though. I love close-up hand magic. Yeah. And he was doing it. So I was watching. I had to rewind it and watch it again.
Absolutely.
Loved it.
And Alicia is the girlfriend of crime boss Carl Grissom, played by Jack Palance, the guy that did one-handed push-ups at the Oscars. And meanwhile, reporter Alex Knox, who's played by Arliss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or basically Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah.
Light.
Is on the case trying to get info about Batman.
When he was done, the human bat was going to be better known than Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah, maybe like if Batman was caught having a one-handed shuffle in an adult theatre, he'd get that kind of press, but otherwise.
Pee Wee's making a comeback though, isn't he?
Yeah. No, you know what? I watched his Pee Wee's Funhouse show on Netflix recently, like for the first time. It's so brilliant.
Yeah.
And everything's a character. Like even the floor's a character. The floor's got a face. And he's like, "Hi, Florrie!" And the floor is like, "Hi, Pee-wee!" And everything just talks to him. It's just fantastic. Like, the window talks to him, everything. It's just like, this guy is just off his face.
I haven't seen the TV show. I've seen his films.
His chair talks to him. It's just, it's amazing. He's got a pterodactyl that talks to him. I love the pterodactyl.
Wow.
It's just this little pterodactyl. He's got like this, he's like, "I am not a baby, Pee-pee. Don't call me a baby." I called him Pee-pee. He probably calls him Pee-wee because that's his name. Jack meets with dodgy cop Eckhart.
There are so many characters in this and they're all wearing trench coats.
I just feel like...
It took me a while to work out that Eckhart and Grissom were different people. No, Eckhart and Commissioner Gordon, sorry. And Grissom.
I was going to make the assumption that we can just talk about these characters. Everybody knows this movie. But I guess the fact is, like, a lot of listeners probably weren't even born when this bloody thing came out.
And the other ones don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's right. So, but you should see this film because it's really great. So Jack Nicholson meets up with dodgy cop Eckhart.
Ah, here was the slob now. He looked nervously up and down the street as he waddled towards them. Gotham City's finest, unshaven, his flab quivering up and down under his too-tight suit, threatening to burst his buttons with every step he took.
Far out. So, can we take a moment, at least, to pay our respects to the Eckhart actor? This is the late William Hootkins.
Best name ever.
Yeah, so not only is this guy getting zero respect here, but this is the same poor bastard that was squeezed into an X-Wing in Star Wars and given the name Porkins.
Aww.
So, like, how rough has this guy had it?
That's pretty rough.
I mean, like, fuck. Imagine being bullied by George Lucas, like, of all people.
And then Tim Burton.
Yeah, being bullied by like two sort of outsider freaks, and George Lucas says, "Hey, fatty, get in the X-Wing. You're Porkins from now on." And he's like, "That's a joke, right? That's not a..." And he's like, "Oh, piggy, get in there." And he's like, "Yeah, but that..." And he's like, "Sweet!" And you're just like, Christ, give the man a break. I think he's awesome. He's a great character actor.
Yeah.
He just looks fantastic. And then we cut to Knox in the news office, and we meet war photographer Vicky Vale.
Yay, woman!
Vicky Vale.
The only woman. Only woman?
Yeah, I think so.
Any other... Oh, Alicia.
Oh, Alicia, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, we know what happens to her. And look...
So what do we know about Vicky Vale? The woman.
Okay, well, I know what I want to know.
Yeah, what do you want to know?
Is she hot?
That's all we know, yeah. Knox stopped outside his door. There was somebody already in there. He could see her through the office window. And what could he see?
What indeed?
Well, if he could calm his heart and his hormones long enough, they really were only a pair of legs. Only! Any self-respecting pantyhose would kill to be seen on legs like that.
Is that our first pantyhose tagonist? I mean, I can't don't ever think we've sort of got into the mind of a pair of pantyhose before.
There's been a lot of clothes chat.
Yes.
A lot of description, but nobody's ever
sort of gotten in there and gone.
Anthropomorphized those clothes.
So we know what's going on in Eddie's pants, Commissioner Gordon's pants.
Yeah.
Kim Basinger's pantyhose are just feeling absolutely thrilled that they're clinging to these legs.
Yeah.
Absolutely comfortable with it.
There is a lot of pant chat in this.
Pant chat. Why not call this pants man? What if a loose pair of pants had blown off the line on that fateful night and just flooded up against the window?
That's the alternate reading of this text.
Yeah. And not just pants, but just a little bit of a spoiler for the future. Berets.
Ooh.
But we'll get there. I forgot about 89's casual sexual harassment in the workplace.
How could you forget?
I know. It was like seeing an old friend.
His voice dropped to a more confidential tone. Listen, you didn't come here to ask me to pose nude. He paused to wiggle his eyebrows. Because you're gonna need a real long lens.
What's worse, he paused for about 5 minutes to wiggle his eyebrows. Can you imagine that now, meeting a new person in the office? Yep. Hi there, I got a really big cock if you ever want to take a photograph of it.
That's how I'd meet new people.
With your phone or a camera or a...
Yeah. But like a really big...
Or an IMAX camera. It's just a really big cock. So your desk's over there. So Vicky's bewilderingly agrees to take Knox to a benefit at the Wayne Manor because she wants to question Commissioner Gordon about the bat. She's going to photograph this bat.
Yeah.
Wayne Manor might not have been Buckingham Palace, but it was as close as one could get in the States to that feeling of royalty. Like, so what, besides Burger King? Wow, this is fancy. Yeah. But Burger King is the king of America, though, right?
Yeah, because they don't have Hungry Jacks there, right? No,
Hungry Jacks is uniquely Australian. And funnily enough, we talk about Hungry Jacks quite a lot on this podcast and that difference. She realised suddenly that he might be the butler if people still had butlers. That was what butlers did. Open doors, serve champagne, wasn't it?
Wasn't it?
I like this because Americans clearly do not understand butlers.
No.
They've got a long history of slavery,
yeah,
but they just don't understand butlers.
Yeah.
What's that? That's weird. And then in Bruce's armoury, even Vicky Vale slips in a dick joke.
I think it's his enormous, Vicky paused thoughtfully, bankroll they go for.
And my giant cock, chimed Bruce.
My giant bat cock.
Do you think my question... Well, that would be a giveaway if you refer to it as his bat cock. Maybe that's, like, how she knows. Really. Like, because he does banger later. Yeah. And he's just all like, oh, get on my bat cock, get on my bat cock, and then later on...
Get on my bat cock? Yeah. Oh, my God.
Get on my bat cock. He's like, how did you know? She's like, you did say bat cock a lot. Like my bat balls.
Sexy, alright.
My question is, when she paused thoughtfully, how much eyebrow wiggling was there?
Oh, almost as much as Knox's before. Almost.
Yeah, an hour apart. They're like pages fly off the calendar, the clock spins around.
They're both wiggling their eyebrows at each other.
Night turns to day, snow falls on the manor. All right. Look, how about some real action, though? That's what the listeners want.
All right. Because so far it's been a lot of pants chat,
eyebrow
butler
wiggling,
talk,
urchins,
eyebrows.
Hungry Jacks. Let's cut to the Axis...
This is an action film, right?
Axis Chemical Company.
Okay, yeah, where the action is.
Where the action is.
Some company law now.
Yeah. Now, this is where the paperwork comes in. Well, kind of is, actually, because Grissom has sent Jack in to steal some paperwork.
Yeah.
And once, cops are onto them, he's got to go in and take it out and make it look like a burglary.
But there was something else wrong here. Something that didn't quite fit. Jack had had that funny feeling ever since he'd been in Grissom's office and turned over a joker instead of a Jack.
Imagine this film if he'd turned over a queen.
I would watch that.
That would be fabulous.
I would watch that film. I would watch that so hard. But whoa, that's so clever because his name is Jack. And then he turns into the Joker. Did you get it?
They both start with J?
Yeah.
Yes! I love J
so clever.
References.
This guy's a really good writer.
The cops turn up, and they turn up just in time for some mild out-of-context comedy corner.
Fluids burst forth from dozens of new holes.
Number 4, volume 4. Now, look, bless Craig Shaw Gardner for attempting to provide a bit of backstory for this clanger here that's going to come up a bit later on.
Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Napier almost laughed as the nursery rhyme rattled through his head. He ran down a final set of metal stairs and landed, still alive, on the cement floor of the Axis Chemical Company. He had always liked little rhymes and sayings. That's why he had those special words he always liked to use when he killed people.
Which was what, it's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring.
Yep.
Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub.
Bang, bang. Just that.
Yeah. I like it because, that whole Did You Ever Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight, I say that to all my prey, I guess I just like the sound of it thing.
Yeah.
Happens kind of late. It's sort of the
late.
same as in, like, the cinematic equivalent is Back to the Future 2, when Marty McFly suddenly has an issue with, don't ever call me chicken, because if you call me chicken, I will just go fucking ballistic. I will just do total out of character things by that trigger word.
Yeah.
If someone even cooks me a chicken, or like, I drive past the KFC, I'm gonna just tear shit up.
Yeah.
And this is the same. So, like, Craig Shaw Gardner, he's thinking ahead. He goes, that's coming up. Let's just try and justify it a little bit.
Because they're not going to do it in the film, so I may as well do it here.
It's problematic, though, and we'll see that soon. The chemical factory, it just erupts into chaos. The cops come in.
Here's the action.
They shoot the place up.
Finally, like 30 minutes in, something's happening.
Something's happening. An old friend enters the fray.
Somebody grabbed him. Black-clad arms snaked around Jack's ribcage, reaching for his neck. Ooh. The jerk was trying to get him in some sort of goddamn wrestling hold. Jesus! Jack yelled. Who was this guy?
Wouldn't it be great if it actually was Jesus?
Just like bear hugging you so hard.
Like, have you seen
I love
those
you, my son.
paintings of like the
Jesus
people
is with
shooting
you
up?
Always.
And Jesus is like,
No.
like there'd be like a guy shooting up, right? These are beautiful paintings. I kind of want to find one now, but it'll slow things down. And Jesus is kind of like behind the guy, and it's Jesus's arm that he's shooting up into. It's like, you were shooting up directly into Jesus, like, if you are doing this too.
What a waste of your drugs.
And like Jesus is like, I'm taking this for you, like, yeah, it's really
because he
intense.
died for our sins.
He did.
That's his thing. Such a martyr. I thought you meant the ones, the more like etchings, little sketches. With you always, and it's people doing stuff like doing some woodwork, doing the dishes, and Jesus just standing behind them smiling.
He's the kind of guy, like, like, pick up a dish towel, Jesus, like, if you can stand
exactly.
while
Don't just watch.
You can dry like some plates, surely. And he's like, I've been down that road. That's how poltergeist rumors get started. So, Jack's luck runs out.
He felt pain in his cheek. Jack's hand was there before he knew what he was doing. His fingers were covered with blood. He'd been shot in the face.
There's your action. That's pretty full on.
Shot in the face.
And he tumbles into a vat of chemicals. The scream echoed around them as Napier plunged into the bubbling slime.
Why would you have a big vat of green slime without a lid on it? That is an occupational health and safety issue that should have been addressed a long time ago. I know this was 1989, but I am pretty sure that they had started to have some kinds of laws about workplace safety.
I'd plunge into the bubbling slime. And he is washed out into the East River.
The ace of spades slipped away in the current, the bullet hole clear through the black centre. Then another ace, a 9, a deuce, and all 4 jacks, card after card, carried away by the torrent. He gasped for breath as he felt the last of his lucky deck slip from his hand. The last card was a joker.
Lucky it wasn't like How to Play Poker.
Again, very different film if that would happen.
What if it was like an old maid?
Again, I would watch that film. Somebody make that film.
He's gonna purse his lips disapprovingly at wanton young women.
Wasn't like that in my day.
So, Vicky has a date with Bruce Wayne.
How does this happen even? Come on.
Well, I like that it's actually really economic. Like, she met him at the party, they kind of talked, it was a little bit awkward, but
then he fucks off.
Yeah.
And she's just standing around in his house making fun of his stuff with Knox.
But Knox later on is like, oh, let's do stuff. And she's like, can't. I got a date with Bruce Wayne.
A date.
They've already hooked it up. This is the infamous missing scene. This is one of those missing scenes which is quite infamous.
Quite infamous.
It is. Have you heard of this scene?
Tell me about this scene. Or do you want to read it first?
Read it and then, yeah.
We'll show rather than tell.
We'll show, then we'll tell, and
we'll go over it. Vicky had been a lot of places around the world, but somehow none of them had been as nice as this. The two of them horseback riding in the fields behind Wayne Manor, the late summer air cut by the first breezes of autumn, the setting sun turning the entire world red and gold.
So, yeah, this was the horse riding scene, which
Batman horse riding
appears even in, there's a parody comic adaptation called Nat Rat the movie.
Yeah.
And even that has the horse riding scene in it and some of the dialogue, like parody version of some of the dialogue.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist.
This doesn't happen in the film.
No, and I don't know if you recall, but was it Sean Young that was cast as Vicky Vale originally?
Yeah.
And then she had to leave because she got injured during horse riding. So, presumably doing this scene, which was then cut. And
because of occupational health and safety.
Absolutely.
1989.
And
I knew
other reasons is this horse riding is exposition kind of like setup for something that happens later on, which was also cut.
Oh, so they had to cut both bits.
Yeah, so it's like all this sort of bat loring here. And the scene itself is really just there for innuendo. Like, Bruce describes himself as basically being this big mass, because she's like, oh, you ride a horse well. And he's like, oh, underneath all this, I'm a big mass of bruises. And she's like, oh, well, maybe I'll examine those bruises. And she's...
That's his blog.
Yeah. Yes. Well, yeah, why not? That would be brilliant, yeah.
It's his
Tumblr. And then she's like...
Different generations there. Tumblr Live Journal.
Yeah. and he in the Nolan, he drives a Tumblr.
It's all coming together.
And when he like has a soda, he drinks from a tumbler.
Holy shit.
And when he goes to the circus, he watches the tumblers. Holy shit.
We've cracked it. We've cracked the Da Vinci Code.
What am I even talking about? Oh, yeah, so he's got all the bruises. And
Yep.
Vicky's like, how about I examine those bruises for you? And he goes like, great, yeah, sure, let's do it now. And then she's like, oh, no, I'm just kidding. And then she's like, like, he's pretty, like, forward.
He's pretty forward.
She's like, I was just joking. But then she's kind of like, oh, he wasn't really, like, dirty. He was just kind of, he's got this, like, charming, disarming kind of innocence, like this lost child whose parents were murdered in an alley.
Ugh.
And then...
Run away, red flags.
Well, second red flag, if you've got room for another one on that poll.
Yeah.
Bruce gets it totally drunk.
Yeah.
And he's not drunk.
This is a warning right here. She giggled. Is this fair? I'm half drunk and you're not even. She almost lost her balance again, but Bruce caught her in a tie. In time? In tie.
I think in time.
But
I think
Bruce
I've lost an M.
Bruce caught her in time. He'd probably get her a car now and send her home. He was such a gentleman. That was Vicky's problem. She was always getting stuck with gentlemen.
But luckily he's not a gentleman because if we recall the film, he bangs her.
Yeah, like full on, right there.
Like, remember that scene where she wakes up? Yeah, he's hanging upside down.
Yep.
That's the exact same.
Another red flag. That's weird. Get out of there, girl.
Exact same in the book, except he's got a belt around his neck and he's masturbating. This whole scene's kind of like if Bill Cosby pressed himself up against the window on that fateful night.
Well, in the film, she seems like she's into it. It doesn't seem like she's being coerced. I hope that was really what they were doing. I hope.
Meanwhile, Jack gets his hysteria-inducing reconstructive surgery from the back alley doctor, where he's mirror, mirror, and he looks and he laughs at himself.
Such an iconic scene with the hand, and it's all wrapped up in stuff, and he's pulling the things off.
I didn't even put an excerpt in here because it just wasn't that, I don't know, it wasn't just such a big deal in the book.
Well, I guess, yeah, if you were just looking at the script, it's not really anything seen, but his manic manic laughter and bashing the globe.
You know, like...
the lights go out. Oh,
like
so good.
Simpsons did it with Lisa when she gets the orthopedic stuff and she's like, mirror, orthodontic. Feet, teeth.
Yep.
Guess I've got foot and mouth syndrome right now. But instead, here's his big reveal. He goes to Grissom to get his revenge. Because Grissom, they set him up. They wanted him. Grissom knew that he was banging Alicia, who is Grissom's girlfriend. So they said, go and break into this place. And then they called the cops.
Then this Joker took off his hat and coat. Grissom wished he had left them on. He hardly looked like Jap Napier at all anymore. His flesh was bone white, his hair as green as artificial turf. But it was his mouth that was really horrible. Something that happened in the accident must have frozen his flesh that way. His lips much too red against the rest of his skin, his mouth warped into a never-ending rictus grin.
The word damage tattooed across his forehead.
Yeah. This is really well written, though. Like, these excerpts are so... Ooh, they get you.
It's actually a far more horrifying character, the way he writes it, than it is in the movie. Like, it gets your imagination really going.
Yeah.
I almost feel like, as a kid, because I probably read this book first, that it actually even sold me a bit on how to react to the makeup and making me feel like it was more of an epic thing.
Yeah.
Because the makeup's not fantastic by today's standards.
No, definitely not. But, hey, you haven't noticed. Look, I'm doing my Joker cosplay.
Oh!
Yeah.
Because when we did what did we do last time? Something with dinosaurs, was it? Didn't you have dinosaur earrings at one point?
Yeah. I always try to slip in a little low-key cosplay.
No, Loki's not in this film.
I always try to slip a little Loki in, though.
But you've got ghosts in your ears.
Yeah, I didn't really have any Batman-appropriate earrings.
It's Thomas and Martha Wayne!
Yeah. People die, right? In this? So ghosts.
It's the ghost of his parents.
that was my thing.
You don't see them, but they haunt this entire film.
Definitely, they are an overarching presence in this. Yeah, so I'm wearing green tights, purple, and they're like the Joker colours.
The joke's on me for not noticing that. So, and you've got red lips.
Yeah.
This is excellent. I'm loving this. This is like...
See, I'm way too lazy and not talented enough to go the full Courtney, but I'll just do a little secret cosplay.
I don't want to get all Tropic Thunder, but never go the full Courtney. So, Joker kills Carl Grissom. But, here we go. This contentious thing comes up again.
You ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight? Too bad he didn't have the chance to say those words to Grissom. He had used up all his bullets instead.
Technicality, he had the chance.
He did.
He had the chance.
Yep.
To say that thing that he always says.
That he has not yet said.
No, and he killed Eckhart.
Yep.
In the chemical factory, shot him.
Yep. In fact, he said, time to think of the future.
Yes.
Right? Time to think of your future, which was his catchphrase, because that was the thing, it was a callback to earlier when he almost killed Eckhart.
Yeah. So he didn't say it then either.
No.
So this thing he always says...
I think he's just fucked up here.
We're gonna keep
I think the Joker's fucked up. He's like, I know I've got a thing that I always say, but I didn't write it down, and now I can't quite remember, so I'm gonna say it's the other thing.
So we should keep a tally.
Okay.
That's 2 people dead.
Yep.
Hasn't said the thing he always says yet.
Yep,
All
okay.
Right. Then he puts on flesh-coloured makeup, so he looks kind of normal, and he gets all the gangsters together, and, says, I'm the new guy, I'm the new boss, Grissom's gone, he put me in charge, and Ritelli... Ritelli's like, oh, piss off! And he's like, alright.
Oh, nah, man.
And he's like, oh, just get me out of here. And he's like, alright, yeah, piss off then, but let's shake on it first. Don't shake hands with the Joker.
Never shake hands.
He's up to something, and this is why. Ritelli stood and put his hand in the Joker's. They shook. It was too bad the Joker hadn't told Ritelli about the joy buzzer.
Ha.
There's an ironic name. 40,000 volts surged through Ritelli's body. What was left of him fell back into his chair, smoke pouring from what remained of his sleeves and shirt collar. Again, ample time to say the thing that you always say, but he didn't say it then either, so that's 3.
3 times. 3 times.
In about 3 minutes as well.
And when I was watching it again, I couldn't stop thinking about if there's electricity coming out of this thing and he's shaking this guy's hand, how come he's not getting electrocuted at the same time?
He's got a fake rubber hand or a rubber arm, and he's wearing rubber clown shoes.
That's Oh, he's smart. He is a smart Joker.
And he eats rubber roast beef, like Commissioner Gordon did.
It's the Gotham City special.
Yes.
So he doesn't say his iconic thing that supposedly he always says.
No, definitely not.
But he does say something else.
But only in the film, not in the book.
Only in the film. This is one point where the film is definitely better. Because this is, as I said on the Facebook group, the greatest moment in movie history ever.
Yes.
When Jack Nicholson, Joker, turns to his little blonde sidekick guy, Bob
the Goon.
Bob the Goon, and he says, because you are my number one guy.
They didn't.
Beautiful.
They didn't even have to cater for Jack Nicholson. He just
I feel
chewed,
a bit lightheaded after that.
He just chewed the scenery, and that was enough to sustain him, for the entire shoot. Should be
incredible.
Big ups to Bob the Goon,
Yeah,
as well. And on my very old podcast, The C List, we did actually talk about Bob the Goon. Mm-hmm. The actor is a friend of Jack Nicholson's.
Oh,
He's
no
just
way.
like, I want my number one guy. I want Bob to come in and hang around.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And Bob the Goon had an action figure.
No way.
Yeah, like they made like 3 action figures for this movie because they weren't expecting.
This wasn't a thing.
And I think a lot of them, like the Batman and the Joker, were actually repaints of old superpowers figures and stuff that they painted black or painted they weren't. I think they added the hat to the Joker. But Bob the Goon got an action figure. So you can imagine just the huge amount of play scenarios you could have with those 3 characters.
Wow. Imagine going out drinking together.
Bob
That's
is
such
pretty
fun.
awesome. He's got this just hobo charm about him. I find him quite fascinating.
And in that scene when the Joker is doing this like weird, heavy breathing, creepy number one guy thing at him, afterwards he's just like, "Yeah, cool." Puts on his sunglasses and leaves. That is a cool guy.
Yeah.
That is a cool goon.
He's a rock star. If I had a goon,
Yeah.
I'd
want
only hope it could be just someone as cool
Like
as Bob.
half as good as Bob.
Half as good as Bob,
Half
I'd be
a Bob.
happy. Just a bow. And I guess, that's 2/3. I guess the Joker, he didn't maybe say those things because he's been too busy doing other things, like fashion.
The Joker's own personal army marched in much more personably dressed than the thugs already sitting in here. Of course, the fact that the Joker personally designed those colourful outfits himself had a lot to do with their stylishness.
Yeah, do you notice, like, they've got patches on their jackets which have the Joker's face and stuff like
and
that?
the helicopter does as well.
Yeah.
It's full branding.
It's like, I don't wonder how many months pass between these scenes because he's really, he's got forget the chemical factory. He's got a clothing factory.
Yep.
He's down there. He's got his little sweatshop people. He's a very productive villain. Vicky tracks Bruce as he lays some roses in an alley.
Because he is being a Class A dick and not returning her phone calls.
Well, this was like 1989. You had to be near a phone, which, is a man about town. Good payphone.
And that about alleys.
Man about alleys, yes. The Joker attacks a gang lord while dressed as a mime.
Yep, cool.
Still doesn't say his thing.
No.
This is the 4th one. Mm-hmm. Instead, he says,
"Hello, Vinny," he crowed. "It's me, your Uncle Bingo. Time to pay the check." With that, he hurled the steel-tipped pen straight at Ricorso's jugular. Ricorso fell to the ground, clutching at the thing that sliced through his throat.
pretty grim. I reckon they fucked up. I reckon this is the phrase. Like, wouldn't it be great?
"It's me, your Uncle Bingo."
Yeah. You know that flashback later where Child Bruce looks up as the shadowy Jack Napier steps out with the gun and he goes,
"Hey, kid."
"It's me, your Uncle Bingo. Time to pay the check." And you just be like, "What? It's me, your Uncle Bingo. What? I'm going to workshop this." And this is the point in the film where I realise there are a ton of berets worn in this
So
film.
many berets.
Because the Joker's goons wear berets a lot,
Yep.
but Kim Basinger wears a beret
Yep.
as well. You look at...
And the Joker in the museum scene, he's got the artist's beret.
He's wearing a beret.
And it's like satin.
What does Tim Burton wear on
stylish.
his head a lot of the time?
He wears a beret.
Who did the music?
Prince.
And what did he sing a song about?
A raspberry beret.
Isn't this weird?
There are so many links here.
So many links.
Layers and layers of berets.
More links than a string of sausages. The Joker. More links than a Nintendo library. More links than a golf course.
You got any more?
More links than a teenage boy's bathroom cabinet. The Joker is at home scrapbooking when he sees a picture of Vicky Vale.
At this point, I was thinking, what the fuck is he doing?
He's scrapbooking.
He is a crime boss. He has taken over the city, but he is scrapbooking. Like, that is a baller move right there. But then I remembered they don't have the internet.
No.
He's got fuck all else to do.
I reckon, like, he's got his fashion line. I think this is his lookbook. Yeah. It's the Joker's lookbook.
And because she's wearing the beret, that's why he cuts out her picture.
And this is
I love that beret. I've got to save it.
I've forgotten in all this excitement.
Yeah.
Vicky Vale.
Yeah.
Is she hot?
Oh, should we find out?
Okay.
His mouth opened. He gasped for air. His heart went pitter-pat. Stop the press! Who is that?
That's Vicky Vale. Vicky Vale. Every time it's a line that's in Bat Dance, it's just in my head all the time. That's Vicky Vale, Bob answered. She's the photographer working with Knox.
The Joker licked his ample lips.
For 5 minutes.
Wiggled his eyebrows. He needed to study this photo in some detail.
I think we got another one-handed shuffle coming up. Okay, some plot. News reporters report the death of 2 models when the female anchor starts laughing uncontrollably until...
Becky jerked upright. The force of her stopping caused her to do a quite magnificent double gainer over the news desk. And she had stopped laughing. In fact, she had stopped everything. All her muscles were frozen in a death spasm. The camera showed her happy face.
Again, nicely written. Way to go, Craig Shaw Gardner. Because this is the bit where the film kind of tonally shifts just a little bit with this whole cosmetic hoo-ha.
Yeah.
It becomes a bit like, this is your plot?
I read somewhere that right at the end, when the Joker and Vicky are going up into the cathedral, that Tim Burton didn't know how it was going to end. Like, he just hadn't quite worked it all out.
Well, put a pin in that, because that is important later.
So I'm wondering if this was, something that happened pretty much all the way through.
I
didn't quite know.
Love this commercial, though, that he makes. I think it's pretty fantastic. Again, he is an artist. He says he's an artist, and he is an artist. He's very creative. He appears on TV in his own commercial. He's flanked by cardboard cutouts of the 2 dead models who have animated mouths.
The models spoke with their animated lips in twin Betty Boop voices.
Let's say this together.
Love that Joker. Wow. The Joker sighed happily. Was this art or was this art?
Hard to argue with that, really.
that is a solid argument, yeah.
Definitely art. So look, he spiked certain cosmetic retail items with his Smilex chemical, which causes you to die laughing, the bastard.
It's a good way to go, though, isn't it?
Sure.
May as well die laughing.
Better than dying crying.
Yeah.
And now people are afraid to use makeup, so the women aren't so hot anymore.
The camera was back on the anchor woman. My, she didn't look very good at all.
Craig Shaw Gardner's just like, what?
Her hair was all frizzy. She didn't have any eyebrows. You could see every wrinkle on her middle-aged face.
That's too old for me.
Too old to be on the news.
Except, though, Vicky is meeting Bruce at the cafe at the Flugelheim Museum, and she's still wearing makeup.
Yep.
And looking hot.
Yep.
No fucks given by Vicky Vale. She's using her cosmetics. Except someone other than Bruce arrives instead.
The best scene. This movie is just like the best scene after the best scene. I love this. I want to do it.
The best song,
At some point in my life, I want to do this.
You want to do face an art gallery.
The Joker led the way. He had put on his artist's beret for the occasion. The boys followed quickly, toting the champagne in the glasses, and, of course, Steve Arino carted that huge ghetto blaster. Boom shakalaka laka. Boom shakalaka laka. It was time to party.
Meet my new favourite Batman character, Steve Areno.
Steve Areno.
With his ghetto blaster. And you notice that Craig Shaw Gardner likes to use certain little phrases again and again and again. Like Welcome to Gotham City appears as a kind of coda throughout the...
Yep.
And now it's boom shakalaka every time there is music. Indulge me for a second.
Okay.
Like... It's going to be a few seconds, I'm going to be honest. The soundtrack, we should talk about this. Prince.
Yes.
I've thought about this a lot. I have it on vinyl. I listen to it
No way.
to this day. I listen to it while doing these notes. I love the album, but it is absolutely bizarre.
Yeah.
And apparently it was a contractual thing. Like you had to use someone from Warner's, and there was a list, and they went, well, Prince. And
Wow,
he wrote it in only a couple of weeks. Like, I think he had 5 or 6 weeks or something to do it.
Yeah.
3 of the songs were already written. And there's kind of a clue, because if you listen to the soundtrack, out of like 13, 14 songs or whatever,
Yeah.
I think maybe 1 is about Batman, which is Bat Dance. And I think there are a couple that have like a Gotham City reference or Vicky's name inserted in.
Yeah.
But they're really about Prince's cock.
Like all the good Prince songs.
Yeah, and it's like he just went, oh, Burton was like, hey, can you write some songs about Batman? And he was like, no, but I write some songs about my cock.
My Batman.
Yeah, and he was like, well, close enough. And they do feel like, they weren't so much composed as Prince just like got out his cock and just whacked it along the keyboard. So
Yeah.
I've thought about this before. I've written blog posts and stuff. And I found an old post where I picked out the 9 most salacious lyrics on the Prince's Batman soundtrack. I used to listen to this soundtrack in the car with my stepdad when I was about 13, and at one point he went, we're turning this shit off, and just turned it off. And I thought, oh, but it's Batman. Batman's awesome. Maybe this is why. So here you go. See what you think of these.
Okay.
Number 9. Your face looks so good. I wanted to touch your mouth. My brain is jacking all over the place.
Yeah, that's about his cock.
Not a lot about Batman.
Not a lot about
You
Batman.
can decide. Is this about Batman or about the cock?
It's about the Joker. His brain is jacking all over the place.
Jack, yep. 8. Ain't nothing but a muffin. We got a lot of butter to go.
That's quite hot.
Yeah. Hot muffin. I think that's about Vicky Vale's hot muffin.
Yep.
Not about Batman. Number 7. If it break when it bend, you better not put it in.
That's good advice.
Is that about Batman?
I think it's about part of Batman.
Okay. Number 6. I tell her the joke about the woman who asked her lover, why is your organ so small? He replied, I didn't know I was playing in a cathedral.
Oh, burn!
Yeah.
Oh, that's nasty.
Small dick, huge vagina joke. Number 5. What about this? This is a bit more subtle. This one's a bit more subtle. See what you
Taking a while to recover.
see what you think about this one. Number 5. Oh yeah, I want to bust that body. Oh yeah, I want to bust that body right. Me and my stepdad in the car. I'm like, but it's Batman. Oh yeah.
It's about punching criminals.
Okay, number 4. Girl, I like it, baby. I'm ready. Oh, every time you do me, baby.
Yep, okay. Alright.
Low Batman quotient.
No, that could be about Batman. He's, okay. He likes it when you're not a criminal.
Yes, crime is bad.
I'm ready to go fight some criminals.
Fight crime.
And every time you... No, okay, this is about them having a Batman competition. A Batman competition.
Batman.
And he really likes the way that she says, I'm Batman.
Oh, every time you do me. Yeah,
every time you do me.
Yeah.
So punching criminals, not being a criminal, and Batman off. That's what that's about. This is clearly about Batman. You have a filthy mind.
Number 3. Come closer. Feel what you've been dying for. Don't be afraid, baby. Touch it and explode.
That is clearly about some kind of explosive device.
Some days you can't get rid of a bomb. Batman 66. Number 2. I can't wait, baby, till I can wrap my legs all around you, girl. 'Cause sugar, you know, you're just the kind of lover that I've been looking for. Tonight, why don't we skip all the foreplay, mama, and just get down here on the floor? These are all lyrics from the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah, I don't know that I can really spin that. I think that's fairly clear.
And number 1, personal favourite, Hey Ducky, let me stick this 7-inch in the computer.
Whoa!
What if that was the thing?
7-inch.
I say that's well, my prey. I guess I just like the sound of it.
That's so funny. Because one of the lyrics I remember from the parade scene,
Yeah.
when they're doing he's dancing on the float.
The Trust song.
Trust, yep. And one of the lines, they just go, sex. It's not that kind of party.
Yeah. He
So,
goes,
he's
sex. It's not that kind of party.
Yeah.
Girl, we're getting higher tonight. Come. And the next one is come.
Yeah.
It's like, come. It's easy. Just let yourself go. Don't put up a fight. Whoa.
You know all the words.
I do. I love this album. It's amazing. All right. Oh, and look, speaking, now I've just interrupted everything. Photo section.
Photo section.
Which, look, there's this awkward
Oh, look at
promo
him.
shoot with the
Look at him.
Batmobile.
He can't move his head.
I know, he looks like if you touched him, he'd fall over.
Here's one thing about early Batman. Early Batman doesn't have nipples.
No, that's
Who
true.
was the first Batman to have nipples?
Was
Was it Clooney?
I think it was Kilmer.
Kilmer.
Yeah. Though I'm not 100%
Kilmer's pretty good.
sure. Yeah, Kilmer wasn't a bad Batman.
Yeah. He definitely had a jaw
And I had...
and a mouth.
It wasn't this shot, but it was from this shoot. I had a block-mounted...
Oh, cool.
Yeah, block-mounted poster of that on my wall. But really, I can't make fun of the rest. Like, you look through and you look at the colours and the style, and it is, like, a bit retro now, but it was such a timeless movie anyway. Like, it almost looks like a 60s-y kind of gangstery thing.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the palette. I love the images. I just think it's awesome.
I love the colours.
Yeah.
The whole, and all of the art deco architecture and furnishings. It's beautiful. I want to live in that Gotham City. That Gotham City's lovely.
I do too. I want the hookers to smile at me when I'm going on my way to work, coming out of a movie. Hi! Look, but back to Steve Areno's party times in the art gallery.
The boys took that as their cue to make artwork of their own, working quickly with their knives and spray paint, giving all those stuffy old Manets and Renoirs and Degas some thoroughly modern additions. Boom shakalaka, the radio urged them on. Was this supposed to be a different song, do you reckon?
The Party Man.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't expecting it to be a song about Prince's cock. But yeah.
Well, that's really his mistake.
I think
always expect it.
just a caution to any writers who are listening, don't ever describe something as being thoroughly modern, especially when you're talking about like art or music or anything cultural. Just don't. That's a pitfall.
Yep.
Don't do it.
It's never modern. The best one of those, like my ultimate fantasy, is to do the one where the henchman has paint on his hands and he goes like punk 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 and then hits the face with the back of his hand. Oh, I love that. I want to do that.
Yeah, I still think one of the moments in this film that hold up more than anything, and is just a perfect Joker moment, is when he stops him from slashing the scream.
Yes.
Like they just deface everything,
Yeah.
and then he's about to slash it and he goes, stop. I like that one. Yeah, it's perfect. Amazing.
But like we were talking before about how bits of this just feel like they're making it up, or they didn't really go back and like put in the famous quote that he supposedly says beforehand. But some of it is really like put together quite well. Like he walks past the picture of George Washington. He's like, the guy on the $1 bill. Later on, when Vicky asks him, "What do you want?" he's like, "My face on the $1 bill." And apparently, there was a cut
A
scene.
little song, a little dance. Batman's head upon a lance. I want my face on the $1 bill. Yeah, I love it.
Apparently, the money that he throws in the parade scene originally was going to be counterfeit money with his face on it.
It is. It still is. But in the... Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. It
Okay.
is. It is.
Sorry,
but,
jumping ahead.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited.
I am
love
too.
this film so much.
Holy shit. We're rolling around in this film right now. He joins Vicky at the table. He talks a whole lot of bullshit, and then he reveals his first artwork, which is Alicia.
She couldn't look back at Alicia, no matter how much she tried. The left side was perfectly normal, a model's face. But the right side, skin melted into muscle, which in turn eroded away to scar tissue and bone. How long had it taken the Joker to destroy Alicia's face so completely?
You'll notice that when this happens to Harvey Dent, he becomes this powerful kick-ass supervillain. has these like hot henchmen. And when it happens to Alicia, she just slurs and stumbles around. What's happening, Jack? Who is this?
Yeah.
Where am I?
Do you know what the difference is between those two situations?
Vagina.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much. Just has to pump all this bad energy everywhere. No, but this is a lot darker and crazier than the film. Like, the film, she's just got a few, like bubbles of, like, glue on her. But this is, you know, like someone just flicks a bit of spirit gum and went, off you go, that'll be fine.
Yeah, you can really feel almost
This is
from this description.
Bone. Some of the writing reminds me, and I don't know if he even wrote this, there's a book called Tales of the Batman or something, which is just all these short stories by different authors about Batman. And one of them's called Bone, and it's about the Joker. Oh, and there's a Tale of the Joker one as well. Kind of like when they did this Tales of the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's in the Joker book or the Batman book, because they're the same book, pretty much. But the Joker...
Because it really is. That's two sides of the same character, isn't it?
Yeah. Two sides
Joker
of the same
and Batman,
coin.
that's why they're such good nemesis.
One smiles, one frowns. They're the theatre masks.
Exactly.
The Joker wants Batman to come in and unmask himself. So on TV, he's unmasking people every hour or whatever until Batman shows up. And he's slicing their faces off and revealing their bone.
Oh,
The story's called Bone.
Yeah.
And he's like, under every mask, we're all the same. We're all bone.
Yeah.
And so Batman's like, has to come before he cuts up all the faces.
Whoa, that is dark.
Yeah, I wonder if that was inspiration for, because, you know, in the recent comics, like, I don't read them, but you see the pictures, like, the Joker sliced his own face off, and it's all dumb. I mean, he's a clown. Let him be a fucking clown. Doesn't have to be a creepy serial killer.
Yeah, to be fair, if you're a clown, then you have to be a creepy serial killer.
No, you gotta be funny, though. You gotta be funny about it.
You gotta be Uncle Bingo. Uncle Bingo, the creepy serial killer.
What would Uncle Bingo do? That's what I'm
He'd
gonna
cut your
ask
face
myself.
off, apparently, is what he would do. Shit, man.
Under every mask. But, look, Batman, he's not putting up with any of this Joker shit, and he doesn't like art either.
No.
So he just
Two sides of the one coin.
crashes through the ceiling.
Something had come through the skylight. The same dark something that was dropping to the floor. It wasn't just any old something. It was the Batman.
Thanks for clearing that up, Craig.
Something... Oh, Batman.
We've praised his writing, and we do praise good writing. That
Yep.
wasn't good writing. They escape outside, and we finally see the Batmobile.
Which car? She asked. She saw it a moment later. Oh, she added. There were a lot of cars here, but there was only one jet black super sleek sports car with customized bat hubcaps.
Bat hubcaps, that's the giveaway. You notice they only drive in this car for about 30 seconds before getting stuck and winding up in an alley.
Yeah, it didn't have his GPS on, that's why.
Vicky goes up on a wire, lots of arguments about her weight, and the thugs smash Batman's head in.
Jesus, another one answered. Who is it? Check his wallet.
Like, seriously, are we sure it's not Jesus? Every time someone asks who it is,
Jesus.
they're like, is this Jesus?
Maybe we're saying it wrong because we're Australian. Maybe this... Alright, edit this out and I'll do it again.
Alright.
Okay. Jesus, another one answered. Who is it? Check his wallet.
Yeah, who is this crazy Mexican? Is Jesus Mexican?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jesus.
Cool. I just wanted to know if I was correctly racist. What if there was a bat Jesus and the cow just revealed this magnificent beard? I think that would be fantastic.
That would be super cool. That would be different. That's how you would be able to tell apart the Batmans, by their facial hair.
Yeah. Batman beats everybody up.
Yeah.
And this is weird as well. The judgmental Craig Shaw Gardner refers to one of the thugs as the slime and the other one as the trash.
Uh-huh.
They have families. And then Batman escapes with Vicky and takes her back to the Batcave. Mm-hmm. He gives her the solution to the Joker's chemical crimes.
Hey.
And then he roofies her.
Yeah. That's always sat badly with me. She looked back. Batman was very close to her. Her hand clutched at her blouse. What could I have that you want? Her voice suddenly sounded very small. Batman swirled his cape over her.
And are we sure that Bill Cosby didn't appear at the window that fateful night?
Yeah, it's not the best part of the film. But that reminds me, Batman swirling his cape over her. Like ages ago when we were talking about the scrapbooking.
Yeah.
That scene, the end of that scene, is one of the best shots in movie history. This film is one of the best films of movie history. when he gets out of the chair and does the kind of like turn around his chair and dances off, and the coattails fly out, and the way that it's just beautiful.
Beautiful.
Is beautiful.
They were beautiful films. Batman Returns is
So well
like
shot.
so beautiful
So well
visually.
staged,
The script
yeah.
is just crazy, but there's some shots that I just absolutely adore. Anyway, look, Joker hears about all this. This is what he does.
He pulled out a sawn-off shotgun and blasted the television screen into little pieces. A few of his lackeys seemed a bit surprised by that. Didn't they know too much television was bad for you?
No, Craig, again. Like, we're going to call you on that. That wasn't good either. And then
My favourite one of those, though, is when he has the wrestler boxing
the
glove.
boxing glove, yeah, into the TV.
It's like 5 TVs he wrecks in this film as well.
And they
He's fucking rock star.
TVs, they weren't cheap in the 80s. That was, having a TV.
Yeah,
Having
exactly.
more than one TV.
Yeah.
God.
He is a criminal mastermind crime boss.
I know, but
Has
he's
taken over an empire.
He does have a lot on his plate.
He's got a
though.
lot of money.
Fashion empire.
Hmm.
Bruce goes to Vicky's apartment to apologise for basically being a weird, flaky creep.
Yep.
And the package
Only because Alfred tells him to. Alfred's like, "What are you doing? You're an idiot." And he's like, yeah, okay.
How don't I do romance? The package from the Joker arrives. Now, this is the scene which wildly branches off from what we see in the film. So, and I think the events are kind of re-edited around. Mm-hmm. So, unlike in the film, when the package comes, and the package has got the Joker hand with the dead flower,
Yeah.
whatever. He actually tests it with a scanner and even uses gas mask. He basically has his bat utility belt, like Bruce Wayne, to kind of see, is this package dangerous?
Oh.
And then the Joker bursts in and interrupts them, which does happen in the movie.
Mm-hmm. He reached into one of his many pockets and pulled out a revolver with a ridiculously long muzzle. He strode over to Bruce, lifting the muzzle to trace the line of Bruce's cheek.
It's a little bit sexy, don't you think?
Yeah, it is a little bit sexy.
What is this, Dick Tracy? And the wanna get nuts, where like Michael Keaton does his big acting moment. It's like, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And he slams the thing before he gets shot.
Yeah, smashes a vase, which is a bit shit.
Yeah, it's just like
Way to
my
apologise.
dead grandmother, A, bought that, B, is in
that.
Yeah. That's missing, which I actually heard Kevin Smith talking about how he reckons that was an improvised scene. That was like, Michael Keaton, you got to give me this moment. I want to do some acting.
Because he basically does fuck all in this film, really.
Yeah.
It's not about Batman at all.
So then, no nuts in the book. It's nutless, neutered. And then we veer off from the film wildly because this is the other infamous missing scene, which also appears in that friggin' Nat Rat, the movie. Joker shoots Bruce and kidnaps Vicky.
Yeah.
And while left alone, Bruce Bruce and Sheila.
You're having a little seizure there.
I just had a
like
little
Australian seizure.
Australia seizure.
He ran into the bedroom and rifled quickly through the closet shelves. Nothing was opaque enough until he found the black ski mask. That would have to do. He left Vicky's apartment and headed for the roof.
So this is Bruce Wayne in an improvised bat suit,
Yep.
running around in a ski mask, and then
Good old Bob seemed to be losing it. The Joker could feel it too. It was getting weird here in the metropolis. Heck, the last time he looked out the back window, he could have sworn he saw a guy in a suit and a black ski mask swooping over the intersection on a rope. Was Gotham City going crazy? The Joker certainly hoped so.
And remember, there was the horse riding scene earlier.
Yeah.
That was important because Batman landed on the back of the horse. The cop turned to look at him slowly and without surprise, as if having somebody land on the back of your horse was an everyday occurrence. He smiled sadly and shook his head as he massaged his throat. So, this is Batman riding a horse in the daylight.
Yep.
We never see Batman in the daylight in the film.
No.
And, the only...
Because he is the knight.
He is the knight.
Yeah.
And when you think about Batman on a horse, I think Dark Knight Returns. That's when he rode a horse in the comic, the graphic novel.
Yeah. Well, I think of the Cillian Murphy on a horse. Being
the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Scared a lot of crows that day, let me tell you. And then Alfred pulls up in a limo. He gives Batman a suit, which he changes into. So now he's Batman, but still in the daylight. I
Just
can't...
changing in the side of the road.
Yeah, I can't imagine any of this was shot. Because
What
we
do you
would
reckon
have...
his little bat underpants are like?
I think they've got bat symbol
Yeah.
on them, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Joker takes... So if this had been shot, we would have seen something. Joker takes Vicky to a statue unveiling. And the statue is revealed to be the Joker waving a pair of Uzis. and Batman decapitates the statue with a bolo bomb.
Alright.
And then the Joker holds the mayor hostage, and Batman confronts him on stage, again, broad daylight, and...
Batman punched the madman in the face as the Joker stared. The mayor fled as the Joker staggered back.
Which kind of, to have them, like, next to each other and confronting each other so close and now, it does take the punch out of their later confrontation.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unclear in the book. Like, the Joker escapes, I think, by riding the statue into the air. Like, it has Roman candles around it.
Oh, okay.
And it, like, takes off like a rocket, and he disappears. So, obviously, none of this was shot.
No.
We would have seen this by now. I don't know.
It's already pretty nuts, the stuff that the Joker's doing and the fail-safes he has.
But yeah,
Because there's not really any purpose to any of this.
No.
At no point does anybody really explain why the Joker's doing this, except that he's, like, pretty pissed off.
And even in that final cut of the film, it's kind of weird. Like, the Joker turns up, shoots Bruce, and then kind of leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he doesn't... leaves Vicky
leaves
there.
Vicky with a dead body, as far as he knows.
Yeah.
Of Bruce Wayne, who nobody seems to know who he is in this film. Bruce Wayne, the multi-millionaire royalty, has a fucking mansion. Everyone's like, oh, who's Bruce Wayne? I don't even know a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Which, that blows my mind.
Pre-internet.
Pre-internet.
Pre-newspapers. And television. The Joker might have smashed all the televisions before people could find out.
Yeah.
So finally we go back to the film, kind of. Like, this is where Vicky finds out that Bruce's parents were murdered.
Oh, yeah.
But then you're like, oh, yeah, like, remember Bruce, Vicky? Like, he was shot in your house before you were kidnapped. And the book kind of explains it like this.
She had been so happy to, in that moment when she had rushed home from Gotham Square to find the Joker hadn't left a corpse behind. But there had been no sign of Bruce since. No note, no phone calls, no assurances that he was fine, or any questions after her welfare. Why?
Well, yeah, because it's pretty much a plot hole.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's just not think about it anymore. So Bruce remembers his parents' death.
Yeah.
And he also remembers something that you think that maybe he should have remembered a bit earlier.
Yeah. The young punk stepped forward so that Bruce could see him better in the moonlight. He smiled. Bruce remembered that smile. A Joker's smile. The punk spoke.
Hey, Ducky, let me stick the 7-inch in the computer. No.
It's your Uncle Bingo!
Time to pay the check to the Piggly Wiggly.
The punk spoke. I'm Batman. No, the punk spoke. You ever danced with the devil by the pale moonlight?
Yeah.
And he finally said it.
He said it.
And he didn't kill anybody. The first time he says it, he doesn't kill him.
No, that's right, because he's already killed the parents.
Yeah.
So, I've lost count of how many people he's killed. There's been a lot.
There are a lot of people.
And he hasn't said it once.
0 times.
He doesn't actually successfully say it and kill anyone.
Nobody at all.
In the entire film, does he? I just realised that. I feel like I've been lied to all my life. And now the single 4-word sentence that would cause fans, Batman fans, a huge amount of concern over the years.
Alfred let Vicky in.
You had one job, Alfred. This whole thing was a secret. And you're just like, come in, Miss Vale. I can't talk any sense into him. You have a go.
You really get the idea that Alfred is just fed up. He's like,
yeah.
I hate this fucking Batman shit. I'm just gonna blow it to hell and we'll get back to normal.
This isn't like the Michael Caine kind of, I'm crying because, I don't want to see you. I'm going to put another one in the grave. So.
No, not at all. No, this Alfred's like, this is just a teenage phase he's going through.
I'm going up the apple and pears. Just give me a call on the dog and bone. Can you do a Michael Caine? We were talking about this last week with Cars 2.
Can I do a Michael Caine? Probably not.
And apparently the way in is to say Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael
My
Caine.
name's Michael Caine.
My name's Michael Caine, yeah.
My name's Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
We
Batman.
did that last week.
My
it
name
again.
is Michael Batman.
Not that funny. Like, I feel guilty because we did that 2 weeks in a row. Like, how many fucking episodes did we milk like the Piggly Wiggly and stuff like that?
Piggly Wiggly's not called Piggly Wiggly anymore. I can't even say
Everyone's
it.
moving on. Catchphrases. Just don't want to catch them all. I think we've done our 89 minutes already. God.
Oh
let's go.
shit! Quick, Hurry up.
All right, then we're going to do the rest of this book in like about a minute.
Super speedy.
Okay, so yes, this is Craig Shaw Gardner doing his bit where he's getting deep.
Mm-hmm. She was a photographer. She kept life at a distance in a way. She controlled her surroundings by what she chose to see through the camera lens. Oh, this is, deep.
Yeah, deep.
In a way, Bruce did the same thing. Except without a fucking camera, so not
True.
really the same
With
thing.
his fists are the camera.
Fists of the camera. He took on a new identity to control his surroundings, except that his surroundings were a lot more violent because, perhaps, of what had happened to him so long ago.
Except she's already been described as photographing mountains of skulls in a war zone. So
Yes.
is that not violent enough for you,
Pretty
Bruce?
violent.
Yeah.
But everyone's so dismissive of it. It's like the first time you meet Vicky Vale, she's a Cosmo and a Vogue photographer. Oh yeah, and I won awards for my war photography. And then she's got her portfolio at the museum because she thinks that Bruce might actually be interested in anything about her life at all.
He's not.
Yeah,
He's just
but turns out it
pussyhound.
was the Joker.
I like the
jokes
Joker
on her.
when he's flipping through it and he's going
Crap.
crap.
Ah, dead bodies. So, all of her work the whole time, everyone's like, oh, just girl stuff. Oh, no, wait, dead bodies. That's cool.
So Batman heads off to the final confrontation, but he does stop off at the chemical factory to blow it up and murder a ton of people.
Makes no sense. Why did he do this?
He's petty. And the Joker is having a parade and he's going to throw the crowd 20 million in cash.
Yep.
You know what this party needs, don't you?
What does this party need?
One of the searchlight trucks came first. The parade's no good unless you can see it, after all. That's just padding, Craig. Amplified rock music blasted from huge speakers mounted on either side of the light. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Steve Areno is in the house.
I am so glad he remembered to bring that ghetto blaster.
Yeah, a whole crowd of people, but that ghetto blaster's got what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Joker is throwing dollar bills from a parade float, but it's going to take the visually illiterate crowd pages to work out that they're fake.
Uh-huh.
Actually, you're right. I'm conflating all these things. Are they not? They're not fake in the movie.
Well, it's not revealed that they're fake.
In the comic adaptation, that's where I've seen it with the Joker's face.
Yeah. No, you don't see it in the film. It looks like real money and everyone's grabbing it.
Man, where did he get all that money?
I know, right? He's got so much money.
His summer fashion collection.
Well, maybe it is counterfeit money. But still, he would have to get the materials to do that. That's still some criminal.
Pretty much owns
Needs
the
some
industrial district.
Yeah.
He's also gassing everyone with his giant parade balloons, and then Batman shows up.
He looked above the parade route. There, illuminated by the sweeping searchlights, was some sort of private jet, painted jet black, painted jet black, and built to look like the wings of a bat. Batman did have such nice toys. The Joker leapt up and down and waved.
He had action figures, Lego computer games,
Yeah.
everything. And, so the book explains that the money had dye over the top of the Joker face on the money to hide it initially. So they thought it was something else, and then it ran off, and then revealed the Joker. Well, very elaborate. But how about this?
What did the fellow expect him to do? Give away real greenbacks? Hey, the Joker might have been crazy, but he wasn't stupid. Nobody ever gave money away. At least, nobody the Joker knew.
Yeah, he's the world's first homicidal artist, not the world's first homicidal socialist. And Batman steals all of the Joker's balloons and flies them out over the ocean. And the Joker is so pissed that he does this horrible thing.
He asked for Bob's gun and shot him. Good old Bob.
Note again, he shot him without saying the thing that he always says when he kills people.
Exactly.
Another opportunity too. He wasn't pressed for time at this point.
Exactly. And two things that we haven't. Oh, one thing that isn't here in the book is so Batman has his jet black jet, and he's got some kind of pincer things at the front, as if he knew he was going to have to do this. How did he build that into his plane?
In case he ever had to cut balloons.
Yeah. And
Well, he doesn't even cut,
the balloons.
he cuts them, but then it holds them as well.
Well, they grab the wires, he takes them up into the atmosphere, and then cuts them and lets them go.
how did he not lift the floats up into the air and all the people fell off? And...
I do not understand the physics of this, but when he's doing that, the Joker says, "He stole my balloons!"
Yeah!
Like 4 times.
Yeah.
And another great moment in movie history.
And when he flies up against the
Stole
moon.
my balloons! Why didn't anyone tell me he had one of those?
He's silhouetted against the moon, and it's like the
so
bat
dumb.
symbol. I love that bit. It's so good.
Somebody on the Facebook group was saying that this was a moment of like the utmost betrayal. The moment when Joker kills Bob, his number one guy.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's number one guy. Like the guy.
He just does it. Just gone.
Just takes him out.
With his own gun as well, which is a bit rough.
Oh, you live by the sword.
Die by the Joker's gun.
That's right. And Batman's plane is crashing, and it's shooting everything around the Joker except the Joker.
Yeah, it's such a bad shot.
And
this is where the Joker has that huge gun.
Yes.
He takes it out of his pants.
Which is good that they saved it for this and didn't show it earlier.
Yeah,
like, this is the time when you need to see
always save, your big
gun.
Your big gun in your pants. Once in a while, a bullet came for him. But the Joker was faster.
So the Joker is faster than a speeding bullet. I think Gardner might be mixing up the canon a little bit here.
Yeah.
Now, in the book, Vicky helps Batman out of the crashed plane, and the Joker goes up the cathedral solo. And you were talking that they hadn't planned out the end, they didn't know how it was going to end.
Yeah.
Vicky Vale in the film is so crucial to that ending part.
Yeah.
But she's not involved in it at all in the book.
No. Wow.
And also, so you don't have any of that stuff like, I love purple, or any of that. It's all gone.
Super creepy.
And you know, in the film, they obviously went, oh, we need more action, because Batman fights the different thugs. It's like a video game. He fights the various thugs and then gets to the boss at the top, which does happen in the video game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But in the film, in the book, he just climbs up the outside. So the Joker still knocks the bell down, thinking, get you Batmobile free. But Batman just goes up the other side and goes, no, sorry. And there's heaps of new lines during the confrontation, lines of dialogue that I don't know if they're in the script. I don't know if Craig Shaw Gardner came up with them, but they're not in the movie. So do you want to be Joker or Batman? Here's 2 exchanges.
I want to be Batman. Batman.
All right. There ain't any more of you up here, are there? Daddy or Mommy Bats?
My parents are dead. But you remember that, don't you, Jack?
God, I wish he'd said my parents are dead in this film. Wouldn't that be fantastic? It would be T-shirts and everything. And here's another exchange that we missed out on. You little monkey! God, look at you. You're a mess. They're going to be real mad at the costume shop when they see what you did to their suit.
Yeah, and they asked me to bring your face back to the shop for some work, even if I have to tear it off. I'm Batman.
Joker's supposed to be the, funny one.
Yeah.
He's doing all the setup, and Batman's got all the punchlines. Fuck.
And again, about tearing off faces.
Yeah. And Joker beats Batman with a 2x4 while he waits for his helicopter, which I thought was kind of reminiscent of In Death in the Family, the comic book where he beats Robin with a crowbar, kills him. And then when climbing up the ladder, he gets swarmed by bats. And Craig Shaw Gardner says he has to beat them off.
Yeah,
how do you beat off a bunch of bats with lots of little tweezers?
Yeah, you have to have a lot of time.
Yeah,
a lot of patience.
Milk them while you're there. And then they both fall off the building, but Batman saves himself with his grappling hook.
The hook sank into the jaws of a gargoyle.
Grotesque,
not really a gargoyle.
probably.
Batman stopped falling. He dangled in midair. The Joker kept on laughing all the way down until he stopped too. The Batman screamed in triumph.
Can you imagine that? How bloodthirsty his Batman is. Hey. You're dead, motherfucker! Sucks to be the Joker! And then this, add insult to injury, because Vicky Vale isn't up on the cathedral. She's down on the ground. So what does she do?
The Joker was still smiling. Now that he was dead, the grin looked almost childlike. Vicky's took a series of flash pictures of the Joker's broken body. This was the sort of thing that won the Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, opportunist. Go, Vicky. God, women. No thoughts for the old Joker. So here we go. We'll read the ending. This is the ending. Vicky walked slowly through the city at sunset, a city that somehow felt much safer than it ever had before. 2 small boys ran out of an alley, almost colliding with her. Both of the kids were wearing torn blankets behind them. Vicky realised they were supposed to be capes.
Sorry, lady, one of the boys apologised. We was playing Batman.
Where are these kids from? They just ran out of a time tunnel. She watched them run away. It was nice kids could play like that again.
She heard a sound overhead, like a boot landing on cement. She looked up.
It was Batman.
It was Batman. A car pulled up at her side. A limousine. Alfred waved to her from the driver's seat.
I thought champagne might be in order, ma'am, the butler suggested.
Vicky glanced up at the roof again. Batman was gone.
She got in the car. The bottle sat in an ice bucket, already open for her.
Mr. Wayne said to tell you he'd be a bit late, Alfred remarked.
Vicky poured herself some champagne. She can't fuck unless she's drunk. I'm not surprised, Alfred, she replied. I'm not surprised.
Oh, solid burn.
He just murdered a clown.
They turned off the bat signal as the sun set over Gotham City. A much quieter Gotham City. Down on the streets, people laughed. Music played. Life went on. And overhead, the gargoyles, well, not gargoyles,
Grotesque, probably.
watched silently from the old Gotham Cathedral. Cathedral.
What?
It's going to take me a while. You've ruined cathedrals for me.
No, it's what. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know I was playing in a cathedral. Yeah.
Long ago, it was believed that gargoyles could protect a place from evil.
One of the gargoyles moved.
I am the Batman.
The end. Like, so really, he's got no excuse to be late, does he? He's just like pretending to be a statue up on the roof.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's having a great time. They're all, he's just up there brooding. Spawn's like, you sure I can't tell you about Wanda? I'm just like, shut up. Look at this.
He's thinking of things to write in his blog.
On the back cover.
Bruises.
His name is the Joker, TM. Big Ugly TM. Cape Crusader, TM. Horrible. So there you go. That is Batman 89. And I've got to ask you, as I always do, was the book better?
No way!
No, it's not a bad book.
No way! The book's amazing!
The film's amazing.
But the film is so good!
Yeah.
So good!
The film's a classic. And if you've never seen it, do yourself a treat.
Why haven't you seen it? You're wasting your life. Go and watch it now. Because of that moment where he does the spin and his coattails fly out.
Art. Pure art. It's a wonderful bit of business. And I got a couple of Amazon...
was the book better for you?
No way. I love the movie. The movie's the best. I could watch this movie once a year and be totally happy. I've got 3 little Amazon reviews for you.
All right.
Here we go. First one. Batman the novelization has found its merry way to the top of next semester's required reading. Mr. Shaw Gardner has slapped the pretentious out of me. The movie novelization has arrived. Superior to the film in every which way but loose, especially the ending, and to be honest, Batman is a little more charming in prose than in rubbery long johns, and the Riddler, or the Joker, is quite the fiend. What the fuck? If it's required reading, it requires you read it. If I say so myself, I found my Halloween costume. I can't wait to have my students write their beginning of term...
This is a teacher!
Term essays on Commissioner Gordon's spiritual insecurities, atomic batteries to kudos. Yeah, this is what kids are studying in school in America. This is why they shoot each other.
Oh my god! That is nuts! This person's a teacher.
Yeah.
This person's a teacher.
Explains a lot though, doesn't it?
They slapped the pretentious out of me.
Yeah,
and then he says rubbery long johns.
Literature's very pretentious, so...
Good golly.
Let's just read books based on movies.
Spiritual insecurities. Wow.
This one's great.
I want to do this person's class.
This one's great because of the twist at the end.
Ooh.
I love the book Batman. It's my favourite comic. Super great, fantastic. Love it. Yay! I suggest in reading it. Very good. 1 star. You never know. You think you know where it's going. No.
Oh wow.
And
that's incredible.
Finally, this book has way too many language. I didn't even try to read. Horrible. The movie would probably only be PG if it weren't for language. So yeah.
Language.
Bob, you're my number fucking 1 fucking guy.
Maybe they were accidentally reviewing the soundtrack instead.
Yeah, well, that's true. The soundtrack is a little bit spicy.
Racy.
If I do say it, it's racy.
Racy.
Absolutely. Racy, spicy.
You wiggled your glasses.
I wiggled
as you
my
said
glasses.
That as well.
I don't actually wear glasses. I just like wearing these when I'm recording because it makes me feel smart. They don't have any lenses. Yeah, so that was it. We did it.
That was incredible.
We did it. Probably even longer than
What
the
a
movie.
bat time.
Which is fantastic. Same bat time, same bat channel. Next time. Not really.
No.
I'll be doing... Next time will be Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo!
And I'll be doing that one with my sisters who are going to be here for a few days. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. So join us next week. Also, please listen to FP Cast every Monday. We review films, talk about general pop culture news, TV shows. That's always a lot of fun. That's with Jacinta. ScarJo A Go-Go is still on hiatus until Age of Ultron comes out on Blu-ray. And then I'll do another episode of that. And you can find out everything at fruitlesspursuits.com or geekvision.tv. And if you're a super fan, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/fruitless. Pursuits, a lot of shit I have to say these days.
That is a lot. You're a busy guy.
Yeah. I'm mainly busy crocheting, but...
Yeah, this pile of little amigurumi
Yeah.
thing, like amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
Amigurumi Rami over here.
Amigurumi Rama. Yeah.
What's your favourite one that you've done so far? And where is your Batman?
I need to make a Batman.
Make a little Batman.
I made a Gur.
I like this Admiral Akbar. He's got a little pouch
Yeah.
for his kangaroos.
Yeah.
That's cool.
For little Joeys. Do you know what we did at work today?
What did you do at work today?
And I was worried that, you know, like when they were
Yoda. So cute.
doing that particle acceleration thing. Where
Yeah.
they're looking for like the God particle or something.
Yeah.
And people were worried that like, you know, these things might, clang together or something and blow up the universe.
Yeah.
Well, we did something kind of risky like that.
Oh, really?
Got on Bing. And binged Chandler Bing.
Oh, shit.
I know.
What
I typed
happened?
it in and I was thinking, should I press enter?
No, don't press enter.
Yeah, because has anyone binged Chandler Bing before?
Whoa.
And
And what came up?
there's some pictures of him.
That's less exciting than I was hoping for.
Oh yeah.
But I'm glad that you didn't destroy the universe.
That's right. So
So I guess
It's
that's a
safe.
net win.
do you reckon we've wasted enough people's time?
I don't think anyone's still listening.
You don't think that? If you
I think they're done.
if you're still listening on the Facebook group, type in "I binged Chandler Bing" and they'll know. All right, thanks so much.
They're not going to do that. One person is still listening now and they just said, fuck you, I'm not doing that.
And thank you, Lizzy. You're the best. Always just the
You're
best.
the best.
Wish
You're my number one podcast
you're my number
guy.
one guy. If you were here all the time, it would be a really good show.
Thank you.
Not the mediocre show.
Yeah, well,
It's
you
become-
gotta have the dark before you can have the night, the light,
That's
the sun.
that's true.
Yep, nailed it.
I am the night.
I'm Batman.
Do you want to say the thing? Batman.
Catch you on the flips.
Batman.